Hello, welcome. Oh, do you know you're balanced on the sun lounger and I'm not sure you're very secure. Do you feel secure? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Sturdy Sun Lounger in the garden time. Apologies in advance. There is going to be the intermittent sound of a water feature next to me. There's an outdoor tank here. I don't know if you can just about see the corner. And it has a solar powered pump. And because the sun is coming over the trees, at the moment, the solar power is on and off every couple of seconds. So apologies for that. You probably will notice it now and it will annoy you, and you wouldn't have noticed it if I hadn't mentioned it. This is, I suppose, it's the Calorie Crush. And eagle-eyed viewers, as always, will have noticed that this is the first one that there has been for, I think, 3 weeks. I think I've missed two. This is the third Tuesday, and I nearly missed today as well. Yesterday morning I got up and I recorded a sort of Calorie Crush, and what it turned into was a 20-minute rant. It turned into 20 minutes of me on my soapbox spouting away, and I don't know what that bit's doing. And I recorded it, and I've got very maroon in the face at one point. I was so irate, and I recorded it and I edited it and I uploaded it and I scheduled it to go live this morning, and then during the day I calmed down a bit and I thought perhaps I wouldn't put that video up after all. And the reason was that I felt that whilst a lot of my points were complete, I think all my points were valid, obviously, I wouldn't admit it. Whilst I think my points were valid, I think that they might have hurt some people they weren't intended to hurt. I didn't name any names, obviously, but I thought that some people might listen to that video and think, does she mean me? And end up being hurt and upset that they thought I'd meant them. And probably I didn't mean you. If you're the kind of person who thought, does she mean me, and was hurt and upset, then I probably wouldn't have meant you anyway. But I didn't want to risk that. And so I've decided to re-record today and try and put my point across perhaps a little more calmly and tactfully. So I haven't done the Calorie Crush for, like I said, this would be the third Tuesday. And this is sort of it now, because I'm going to give you a weigh-in update. But it's more an explanation of why I haven't done the Calorie Crush and of where I'm at. So I've done this was never a weight loss channel. Just in case you've joined my channel in the last 3 years and you've joined it because you saw Calorie Crush videos, you may have been under the impression that this was predominantly a weight loss channel. It never was. It was always, it started off being reselling stuff, and then it evolved into just other videos about my life and stuff I did, and unboxing and reviews, and gradually the channel grew. But when I started doing weight loss videos, the channel grew quite considerably from that point. And it was never my intention to do weight loss videos. If you remember back to the very first one, I'll try and link it here. The very first one I did say I didn't actually want to do a weight loss video, but I didn't see how I could lose the weight that I needed to lose without people starting to comment, because at that point I was vlogging. I was doing a weekly vlog, and things were going to change and so on and so forth. And so I thought I would have to probably mention it to you guys. And then the next week people were asking me how I'd got on, and so I did an update video, and the week after that I did another one, and before I knew it, here I was every week doing a weight loss update video. And that was fine, wasn't it? It was fine for the first year because I was losing weight. And then from after year one, I wasn't losing weight anymore. For a long time I wasn't losing any weight, but I wasn't really gaining weight. And then I've begun to gain weight, and here we are now. It's been almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in August, I think. Yep. And I have, in that time, I lost 7.5 stone, and then I've regained 2 stone. I said from the beginning that I didn't want any advice, and yet people have persistently given me advice that I haven't asked for, and then been angry when I haven't listened to it. And I'm still doing that. I've never asked for any advice about what I should eat, anything like that. I've always said I don't want advice, I just want to do it my own way, and I'm only here telling you how I've done. But people still persist in advising me, and that's fine. But then, like I said, they get annoyed then when I don't take the advice. And people are now annoyed that I'm not losing weight. People are now annoyed that not only am I not losing weight, which bizarrely enough cannot possibly affect them in any way. Me not losing weight cannot affect you at all. It can't, unless I'm coming around and sitting on your chairs, which I'm not. But they're annoyed that I'm not losing weight. They're annoyed that I have the effrontery to carry on making videos saying that I'm not losing weight. And they're annoyed that I get paid for making those videos. And whilst this is a bizarre a bizarre thing to me that people are carrying this level of frustration about what somebody else is doing that doesn't affect them in any way. They're not able to sit there quietly and keep that to themselves. They've got to make comments or generally pull me down. Well, over the last couple of weeks, you didn't need to pull me down. There's Molly looking in the compost bin. What's in there, darling? Leave the compost alone. Over the last couple of weeks, you did not need to pull me down. Believe me, I was already as low as I could go. So thanks for trying, but you weren't going to succeed. I couldn't have got any lower. A couple of weeks ago, I got a knockback. I got the knockback from the NHS weight loss referral service, to which I didn't want even to be referred in the first place. I went to my doctor because many of you kept saying, go to your doctor. And I had talked about these Ozempic and Saxenda drugs, and I thought I'd go to the doctor and I'd ask for some more information. And the doctor said to me, I can't give you the information, but I need to refer you to the weight loss referral tier 3 or something like that it's called, and they talk to you about it. And so before I could even be referred, I had to have blood tests. So I had to have half an armful of blood as, what was his name? Hancock said, a pint, that's an armful. So I'd give them half an armful of blood so that they could have a look at my blood and decide whether I could be referred for this thing that I didn't want referring to. And then they took my bloods, and incidentally, out of that, they discovered that I am deficient in vitamin D, so I'm probably going to get rickets. Hooray for that. And they put this referral through, and then I got a call from the practice manager a few days later saying, your referral has been returned to us because you need to prove, before you can be referred for tier 3 weight loss support, you have to prove that you have been for 2 years using the tier 2 community support available. And I said to her, what's that? And she said, oh, you need to prove that you've been to Slimming World for 2 years. I said, I beg your pardon? She said, yeah, if you can't prove you've been to going to Slimming World for 2 years, then they can't take you on the referral service. I was like, I've been going to Slimming World for 20 years. I've been giving Margaret Miles Bramwell my money every week for 20 years. Slimming World is not the plan for me. I never got any thinner. In fact, what I did was I gradually got fatter over 20 years. Now, I'm not denigrating Slimming World in this for other people. For some people, it's a good plan. For me, it wasn't. But I gave up giving Margaret Miles Bramwell my money every week. And instead, I did it on my own. And on my own, I lost 7.5 stone. And now I'm struggling. And now I've asked for help. And you're telling me unless I go and give her some more of my money for 2 years, I can't be referred. So she said, well, I'm going to put this in the notes and they'll get back to you. And I haven't heard anything back. And it sent me into a spiral because my brain said, what the hell is the point of trying? What the hell is the point of trying if this is what you get when you actually try and ask for some? I only wanted information. But when you try and ask for information and support, for some information and support, you get this kind of knockback. So I went into a spiral of rebellion and bad eating, and here we are 3 weeks later. I ate badly for 2.5 solid weeks, and I mean I ate badly. I stuffed myself with cakes. I went every time I went out for a meal, I chose the biggest burger I could find on the menu. I had the chips, I had the full fat mayonnaise, I did everything I should not have done. I had the desserts, I had chocolate from the shop, I went and got cakes, I binge it, I did everything I could to self-harm, basically, because that's what it is. Binge eating like that is a form of self-harm, and I'm not putting that in there so people can feel sorry for me, but I've accepted that binge eating is a form of self-harm. I did everything I could to sabotage myself, to spite the NHS for not being willing to talk to me unless I went to Slimming World. And that's where we are. Here we are. It's 3 weeks later. I said I did that for 2.5 weeks. About 4 or 5 days ago, I gave my head a wobble. I got on the scales and I was 313 pounds. This was Thursday night, 313 pounds. And the last time I weighed in with you guys, I think I was about 302.5, something like that. I'll put that here. So I had managed to gain about 10 pounds in about 2.5 weeks. And there you go. That's the reason. For those of you who say, I don't know why you don't just take a month off and get back to it. That's why, because look at the damage I can do in 2.5 weeks, let alone a month. So Friday I got my head wobbled back together and I was good on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was fine yesterday. And here we are Tuesday morning, and on the scales this morning, weigh-in time. That is 305.8, which I round up to 306. So I round that up to 306 pounds, which means I have gained, I'll do the maths and I'll put that on the screen, this many pounds. So I knew I'd gained. I feel like I've pulled it back a bit from where it was. You know, I've done 4 days of hard work pulling it back, and that's where I am. And I suppose this is a calorie crush update, really, because there's the weigh-in. What I do want to say is that when I am not feeling it, when I'm really, really down in the pits and I don't make the calorie crush videos, one of the worst things you guys can do is ask me where they are, because it makes me resentful. It makes me resentful. It makes me feel like I'm not obliged to make these videos. I don't have to show you what I weigh. I don't have to show you I'm failing. Is that not enough for you? Is it not good enough for you that I'm failing? Do you need to see me failing as well? Yes, I'm failing. I'm failing really badly. It doesn't do me much good having to say it. And I'm not contractually obliged to do it. I get paid by YouTube a percentage of the adverts that they will put on my videos, whether or not I sign up for AdSense. This is not a GoFundMe situation. You guys haven't paid for my weight loss. You don't pay to watch my videos. It doesn't cost you anything. So, therefore, you don't really get the right to feel resentful if I don't make the kind of content that you'd like to see. And I would like to qualify that some of you don't come across as resentful at all. Some of you just curiously ask, where's the calorie crush? I don't seem to be able to see it. But some of you seem to be furious when I don't make the videos. However, they do seem to be the same people who are furious that I was making the videos and not making any progress. So maybe they're just going to be furious regardless. Enough said, really. That's where I am. I'm this weight. I'd like to be this weight. And I'm going to keep on trying. And thank you for sticking with me for 12 minutes of me rambling in my garden with the water intermittently trickling next to me. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.